All right, we've got another one here. This one's on a long bed, another fish hook sitting on the truck, and we're going to go over this really quick and see how that thing fits on there. We're going to look at the payload of the truck. We're going to talk about this step a little bit and just kind of go through this one. This one's also an Elite. You can see it up there. Nice little sticker, Elite. So it's got a lot more on it than the typical fish hook does. So we'll look at that really quick as well. Lots of questions, gotten lots of questions on this type of a step setup. So we'll chat about that one as well. Anyway, let's get into it. So those of you who do not know, we're here in Alaska manufacturing these. This is year number 55, building custom slide-in truck campers here in Palmer, Alaska. So this fish hook we developed about 4.5 years ago after getting the same requests over and over and over for a unit unique to Alaska, I should say, a camper unique to Alaska. Anyway, this one is interesting because this conversation about tie downs, I want to talk about those as well today. A lot of folks, there's different things that you can do, and you can see there's no tie down sitting here, but this thing is tied down to the truck. So I want to look at how that is. And this guy went back and forth on how he wanted to tie this thing down, and last minute he switched back to the inside bed tie downs. And that's a really good conversation to have, because that's another big topic. A lot of folks wondering, okay, what does the process look like for getting set up? When do you need to have tie downs inside the bed? When do you need to have tie downs on the outside? So this guy here, he initially wanted to just come out here and tie the camper down to the existing to the torque lift tie downs that mount up underneath on the frame. A lot of you guys are familiar with torque lift tie downs. The frame mounts, they've basically taken over the market, and then put eye bolts in here, and then you just tie it down to your frame mounts. Very good product. We install tons and tons and tons of them up here. But he switched back to the inside bed tie downs, which are right here, and you can see, or maybe not, being a little bit stubborn, you can see that tie down in there, and it just comes right here to the factory anchor right here in the corner, and then it goes up to an eye bolt on the inside, and then right here on the inside of the truck, this is what it looks like. And you can see how that goes down in there into the corner and ties down into the factory tie down inside the bed. And we do those tie downs with springs for a reason. I'll talk about that too. But he's on the factory tie downs, and you can do that when you have a camper that's right around the 1,500 to 1,800, possibly 1,900 pound category, because you got to take into account all the gear that you're going to throw in there, and then the strength of those individual tie downs. You got to take all of that into account when you're using existing straps from the factory. He is going to end up going with the Apex product, the new torque lift Apex product, that is the inside bed mount, but it straps down to the chassis. The reason why he switched last minute is because he doesn't want a bunch of gear or a bunch of stuff hanging out here with where he's going to go. He is going to actually take these jack brackets off, or these jacks off of the brackets, and just leave them there. And this is where he would be a good candidate for the quick release, so that you just unplug your jack and you just pop a pin and pull the jacks off, and that takes you about, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes with that product. But that's something that a lot of different people, you know, go back and forth on. I personally do not like a bunch of stuff hanging out here. I fall into that camp, but I also am really not a fan of having to get inside the bed, you know, open up those access doors like we have here. I'll show you. I'm not a super fan of getting into those access doors. You can see that square door and then the other one up underneath there. I don't like having to get in there and move my gear in order just to fix it when the camper shifts and moves. So for that, it's a big negative to have inside bed, but being able to have no obstructions here and run down the road nice and clean, that's pretty nice. So anyway, that's tie downs. So the weight of the camper, that's 1,850, and we're going to look at the payload here. And I'm trying to do more and more of these videos showing you the payload on these trucks, folks, because there's not enough of that conversation in the market. So you can see 3,700 pounds. His glove box is going to say he should probably have the camper at about 27 to 2,800 pounds. And he is about 1,000 pounds under that with this particular camper. So he has got a lot of margin here to throw a trailer on the back, throw all of his gear in here, he's got a lot of margin. And that's how you need to go down the road. It is my belief that you need to have 700-800 pounds, preferably more, 1,200 pounds of buffer, where the truck, you're underneath what the truck says the camper should be, by about 800 to 1,000 pounds, which puts you into the 1,800 pound category. That's perfect because you're driving down the road nice and safe. This truck barely even squats at all. There's no suspension upgrades to it. Everything's stock. It's just a very low stress way to travel, because he can throw a trailer on here that's got side-by-sides on it and all kinds of gear, and he is not going to have a worry. He's not going to be concerned. He's not going to be right on that line where he's only got to drive 55 because he's overloaded. So that's my take on the Payload, and I've got lots of videos out on that. So a lot of you got folks who watch the videos, you know that really well, but you should have margin. So this right here is the step system. This is another common question of what does it even look like? How does it install? This is how it installs. You can see you can pop these out, and then it keeps those threaded anchors in the tailgate itself, and then you can just pop these off and take this whole plate off if you don't want it there. But this thing, you can see the tailgate. This is where the ladder goes when you have a Fishhook Elite, or you put a ladder on the Fishhook. But this tailgate will close. It's a little bit heavier with that step on there. It will close, and you can see there's plenty of room there. Okay, and then that just travels down the road like that. I unstrapped it, unlatched it because I'm gonna do this video, but you can see it just travels down the road just like that. Then when you're ready, come on, open up. You'll want to hold it. Don't let it slam too hard when it's coming down. But there you go, just like that. Pop this sucker open. There you go, just like that. Then you have a nice platform to walk up. The only thing I don't like about the Fishhook and the long bed at the tailgate is it's a bit of a reach if you need to open the door without, or with the tailgate open. But you can see that nice handle up there. These are extremely solid steps. And then, boom, there you go. It's nice to have a platform back here to stand on in the morning, at night, whatever. That's pretty nice. And then here we go, we're in the Fishhook. And for those of you who know what the Fishhook here is, seen plenty of videos. This Fishhook here in particular is an Elite. Let me go ahead and turn on some lights. This is an Elite, and so he's got all kinds of extra stuff in it. He's got, you know, fishing rod holders. Looks like he wanted a closet rod. This right here, he's got the cooler. That's the refrigerator, portable toilet. He went ahead and threw in an inverter. He's got double the solar up there. There's a stove and a sink in here. All kinds of stuff. This is the inverter control. He's got an upgraded vent up here. That's the much nicer one. He's all set up for Starlink up here. Fun stuff. But yeah, we could go into the Fishhooks, but there's plenty of walkthrough videos on the Fishhooks. You can go over and look at those. But this is how this particular year, make, model handles the camper. We'll look at what year this is again. It's a 2020. It's a 2020 Chevy. Not bad at all. That's just a good setup, nice and secure. I really do like the platform. The thing keeps locking on me when I close the door. I guess it's supposed to. The keys are far away. All right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Oh, see the camera there. Shut all this stuff off.